Whatever you do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius and power and magic in it. Now, last time I was here, we talked about the journey and where you were in life and where you wanted to go. So I wish we had lots of time that we could talk about what you've been doing and what you've accomplished. Because I know a lot of you, like Melissa, I know you just saw me for the first time at creativeLIVE, correct? That was the first time you ever found me. And since then, we're BFFs and we see each other. But I mean, for some of you, how many of you just saw me the first time at creativeLIVE? Because some of you I recognize, so most of you actually, just you and I are old. We're the OGs, right? Original gangsters. So, so I know that there are a ton of people out there. Maybe on one of the breaks or on the question times, we can hear about what people are doing. Because the one thing about creativeLIVE that was really remarkable to me was hearing about how many people and how when I get emails or posts on Facebook where people say you completely changed my life or you completely changed my business, it's overwhelming to me to imagine that talking about babies and sweating, shooting, you know, and showing in the most chaotic sessions in the world could change somebody's life. But I believe it has to do with that method we were talking about showing you how I do what I do. And for some people, it's like a car crash photographing kids. It's like, you know, boom, and all of a sudden you're trying to deal with the chaos. Where when you see me struggle and you see how I solve the problems, it's not the problems, it's how we solve the problems that I think really makes it make sense to you. Because you'll say, oh, kids do that to me too, but she did this and that worked. And you're gonna really see that this time. I overwhelmed myself with sessions. I asked them to book me just a boatload of sessions for the next couple days because I want to show you the method. And what I hope people, and I'm going to probably reiterate this a lot, I don't want people to think I'm like this, you know, just cookie cutter, get them in, get them out kind of a shooter. My sessions in the studio, I have more time. What I'm trying to show you is at 18 months, this is the most important thing in an 18-month-old session is this. The most important thing in a 4-year-old session is this. I want to show you those things so that you can see the most likely thing to happen at certain ages and how I solve those problems. Because everything else is gravy. Anything else, if you get a perfect, I mean, we all know the 18-month-olds are the hardest in the world. I know how bad it's going to be. And so my goal, I hope that child is bad, because you guys know that my favorite thing in the whole world is a bad session, because then when I show you how to fix it, I feel like I did my job. When I have a perfect child come in and they just sit there and they're adorable, I feel like I failed the audience, because the audience is going to naturally say, oh, well, that's because that kid was so cute or so good or so hyped up with Benadryl or something. I don't know. But you know, it's one of those things that I want that chaos, because the most important thing I can show you is how things go wrong and how I would solve them. And so that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Now, as far as this step, it's interesting because we're kind of taking little baby steps. We covered the Bellies to Babies program. So you got everything I know about babies, and now we're going to cover the children. We're going to go all the way through high school seniors. I don't have as much time as I would like to do a full senior presentation, but I'm hoping to at least touch base on it, because to me, teens does mean high school seniors. I know you just had Sal Sincata here too, and he did a great senior program, so I don't think you need the full marketing, you know, and everything, but I'm sure going to pack in as much as I can. So I feel like I'm taking creativeLIVE audience on this little journey, and if this goes well, maybe they'll have me back and we'll do the family one next, and then we'll manage business, and then we'll do things like that. But it's kind of fun because I feel like with the time that we've allowed in between the sessions, it's given you guys enough time to implement them, and then, you know, now you're ready. Now hopefully people are back for more, and I'm ready to give more as well, so I'm excited about that. Most of you remember the perfect day conversation. I think this is where you got that theory of time. Last time we asked about the perfect day, and I want to bring you back to that, because this show is never about making money. I'm going to teach you how to make money, and I want you to make a lot of money, but it's never about, my job has never been about making money. In fact, that's the hardest part for me. Is the reality is I have to teach people to have that success. The truth is, we just want to do what we love, and it's finding that balance, that, you know, that choice and you know, accountability in there that makes it work. So everybody should go back to your perfect day. If you in your mind could think of the thing that you would be doing on the perfect day, that's what we're working here for. Because it's not about money, it's about time. And you have to have time with people that you love. And in order to do that, you have to have money. So it's our job to figure out how much money do you need to have the time you need with people that you love. Sending the second one to college is hard, because I feel like that's why that trip is so important. Is I feel like, to me, that's the last big thing that I do before I let them go. Now, the second one's a little easier to let go, I'm not gonna lie. The first one was real traumatic. The second one, I'm like, yeah, go ahead, go to college. It's time. But even still, I know my time is up with him. He will go and do his own thing. And so, you know, now I've got 2 little ones left, and they're 13 and 14. It's not going to be 4 or 5 years, and they're going to be gone too. So whether you have children, a puppy, you know, a kitty, or a Harley Davidson, I don't care. If it's the thing you love to spend time with, that's what my goal is here. And I always want to bring you back to that, because that's what we're working for. This was in the last show, and I told you I try not to do this, but this is so important to me. I said earlier, unless you're dead, it's really not that bad. But this has so much impact, because this was interviews of people who were going to pass away, and these are their biggest regrets. And it's so sad, because the truth is, these are all of our biggest regrets. When you read this, all of us can relate to this. And so it's kind of funny, if people that are dying are telling you that this is their greatest regret, and we all can look at it and know that we're already there, then these are the things to me that we should be focusing on most, and we should be making those changes, because you only get one life. You get, you know, one opportunity to do this, and you should do it well. We should try to do it very, very well. It wouldn't be me if I didn't show my bedroom. This is actually my office. But everybody knows that the word believe is really important to me. It's always been a part of who I am. You can see it's big in my office above that's not a bed, that's actually my desk, just so you know. I work better this way, because I spend a lot of time in hotel rooms. So when I built that, the running joke is, of course, I do my best work in bed. So all shows are created in this room. But I put that sign up there because I need to see that every day. And in fact, eventually over time, I actually had it tattooed on my wrist, so that I would never, no matter what I do, brushing my teeth, no matter what, I see this all day long, and it reminds me that I do need to believe. Life is a choice. It's your life. Choose consciously, choose wisely, choose honestly, and choose happiness. And that's really where we're going. Now, I do have one concern. I found out, oh wait, I'm sorry, I'll get to that. This was really cool. This is one of those that after I had a show, this was after Creative Live, I did a tour show, and I hope I'm not embarrassed, I won't even tell you her name, but I had one of my students come up to me, and she was having a hard time in life, and she was having issues on all kinds of levels, and I had this great conversation with her, and I basically told her that she could do anything she wants, she just has to believe. And she said, and I said something like, and I'm gonna hold you accountable for that. And she said, how are you gonna do that? I said, I don't know, but I'm telling you, you have to do this, and I know that you can do this, and you have to do this. Well, she sent me this incredible letter, and she said that after I said that, she took it to heart. She went home, she saw this little believe sign, she bought it, and then she made this little cube, and it's a picture of her with her children and myself. She's got her daughter and myself, and this was at the show. She had taken this picture, and she made this block, and on it says, I'm gonna hold you to it. So this sits on her desk, and every day she sees my face telling her that she has to do it and that she's going to do it. And last time I saw her, she had made just incredible, I didn't even recognize her. She had lost so much weight, she was doing so well in business, and she had done so many incredible things. So it was such an honor. I mean, these are the kind of things that as a speaker, you know, it's hard to believe that somebody has your face, a total stranger, so to speak, has your face on their desk, and they believe what you're saying. And so this is something that to me is very, very important. But I do have one issue, because I was on the plane yesterday, and I found out that Justin Bieber just got a Believe tattoo on his arm, and I'm kind of ticked off because he stole that from me. And so I'm kind of mad at the Beeb right now. So he kind of ticked me off, because now people are going to say, oh, you know, they're going to think I copied Justin, and who wants that? So other than Justin Bieber, you know, I'm still glad that I have this on my wrist. All right, let's go ahead and get to business now. Why Tots to Teens? Well, obviously there's a lot of reasons. For us, it's a follow-up to the baby program. When I invented what we call the Bébé Diplôme. Bébé is our baby plan. We taught you that last time. Bébé Diplôme is the baby graduate series. Now, what had happened is that in the baby program, we had really created an incredible business with clients who came in that first year. We really capitalized on that first year of milestones. But I realized after a while that at the end of that year, we were kind of just sending those kids out into the world saying, hey, you know, thanks for your business, hope you come back. And we just didn't have something to really solidify that relationship. And so it didn't take me very long from a marketing standpoint to say, okay, I need to have something, a follow-up program. And so this was invented by for our studio years ago. And to me, I thought, okay, well, what are the next milestones? And we felt like 18 months, because that's that holy terror age. And then, of course, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those are the years we feel we market to. To be very honest with you, when I teach marketing for children, we teach marketing through the age of 8. And that typically is the end milestones, which can be like Holy Communion, things like that. And that's really where the marketing ends. I have been at this for 24 years. When I moved to Colorado, some of my original clients were my baby plan clients. And what I found is I would see them every year, year after year after year, until they were about 5, and then all of a sudden they just disappear. I would very rarely see them, maybe an occasional family portrait every couple years. And if you're a parent, you know why that is. When they're little, it's stars and diamonds. But by the time they hit 8 or 9, they're in sports, they're in piano, they're in dance, you're traveling, you've got 3 kids, not 1, and life gets really busy. Then they hit that 8 or 9 age, and then all of a sudden they get those like weird teeth and like, crazy, everything's kind of going crazy in their body. And honestly, no offense, but they're not as cute as they were when they were little. So we as photographers know that from the children's standpoint, there is that golden time through about 8 years old that is really our time to really work with those clients. And it's not that they don't love you anymore, they just get busy. And what I found is, other than the occasional family pictures every couple years, they virtually, because they're a total part of my life, then it's like they disappear and I forget and they forget, and then all of a sudden they become high school seniors. And then I'm getting these beautiful children coming in and I'm looking at them thinking, I know you. And then I realized that was a little fairy I shot, when she was 4, and I saw it every year. And it was probably one of the greatest impact moments, 3 or 4 years ago, was when I started having the first original baby plan clients coming back as high school seniors. And I will tell you, I had so many emotional moments when these kids would walk in, and it would I would realize, holy cow, I just spent a whole life with this child. And I raised them, so to speak. I photographically raised them. And it was just incredible. I remember the very first client, it was a couple years ago, was one of my original baby plan clients that brought her first baby in. I had a whole meltdown in a back room that they have no idea, because I couldn't believe I had gone an entire generation. I was about to start the 2nd generation and doing that. I felt really old. I'm not sure if that was maybe the breakdown, is I just felt really old, but it was just incredible to realize how powerful those relationships are. And if we do our jobs right, those people will come back and they will bring their children, and it becomes, a very exciting process. With the baby plan follow-up, there's a never-ending supply of clients. I mean, babies are being born every day. That's why I promote them so much. It doesn't matter what community you live in, there's a baby being born right now, and we can find, unlike other types of photography, that market is always there and always available. And it's all about creating those relationships and helping them grow.